And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for Game 2 of the Operation Market Garden Tournament, hosted by OMGmod. We're back on the map Tantiville with teams 3 and 4 this time. For Team 3, for the Allies, we've got Arouse Ninja, Attack Taco, and Chrysalis. And then for Axis, we've got Halloween, Mr. Math, and Suggs. Should be a good game. As you can see, the residents of the town of Tantiville of the map come back, rebuilt all the buildings, put the statue back together, filled in those big craters. Don't know why they did all that, because it's just going to get destroyed again, but that's all for our enjoyment. So, without further ado, I'm just going to jump in here. Take off the fog of war, that's always necessary. Look at that, brighten the map up. Turn on cinematic mode. It's a special OMG mode, which as you saw before, you can see unit stats and the population counter. So here we go, I'm at the 2-second mark this time. 3, 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Following the Axis side this time. Last time I was one of the Allied players selected, so we'll get to hear some nice German accents. So Mr. Math here, he's got pretty standard Wehrmacht start. MG mortar, Panzer Shreks. These Volksgrenadiers do have the MP40 upgrade. I don't see a doctrine just yet. Suggs is another PE player. It looks like he's about to engage this 50 cal half-track a little bit. 50 cal half-track doing a little bit of damage to the armored car, not too much. He gets away okay. Fortunately doesn't return the favor. Suggs does have a Sturmpanzer out. That is a custom unit for PE. I think it's Scorched Earth Doctrine, not entirely sure. And holy crap, did you just see that? This armored car completely critted that 30 cal squad there. They didn't even get a chance to sit up. They were still running for that building. Our first Allied player all the way over here is Arouse Ninja, and he looks like he is Commandos. That's a Commando 2-pounder AT gun. It's a little bit smaller than your 57mm. It can cloak, cannot move and cloak, but it does have focus fire, just like the PE half-track. As you see, it's sniping infantry pretty reliably there. It's probably going to take a shot on that MG, and it does, and it wipes him out. Gun is still there. A little bit of hitch there. And now he's advancing with his infantry here on this mortar. Going to wipe it out, and good pushing. Removing this MG. Volksgrenadiers go down to a mortar hit. So Arouse Ninja doing a very good job of pushing Mr. Math off the field. Looks like we've got another engagement up here. Our other allied players, Attack Taco, and he is U.S. infantry, as you see by the Rangers there. And he is currently fighting Halloween, who's the other PE player. Looks like Halloween put down 2 mines here. He's got an AT half-track and a mortar half-track. Clever Halloween. He's got this tank buster squad has repair upgrade, which is actually hiding the Panzer Shrek icon that you see on this squad here. Some nice little trick there. If you're not paying attention, you think you got an easy kill with a M8 or something like that, you're going to find yourself taking a lot of damage. Slugs looks like he's sitting back here a little bit. Chrysalis is our other US player. And he is US. I don't see a doctrine just yet. But he did get an MG up in that church, which is really going to help them out. Well, this Sturmpanzer took a good bit of damage here. Probably from this AT gun. Mr. Maff not wanting to give up this side just yet. He's brought in some Grenadiers and Volks. Grenadiers, no AT support though, and this 50 cal half-track is going to put a lot of damage on these guys before they're pushed off. Aroused Ninja actually stole the pack from Mr. Maff. So that's always a good victory for the Allied team. Armored car engaging these rifles here. And Chrysalis, he's trying to move over. While Attack Taco is comfortable just kind of sitting back a little bit. He's letting his mortar do some work. Guess he's trying to feel out his enemy there. Huge mortar barrage, flame barrage from the mortar half-track goes on this AT gun. Perfect shot, takes out the crew. Doing good damage on the gun itself. Halloween taking out the gun. Always a wise decision if you know you've got some tanks in the back or in your company waiting to come out. This armored car is going to work at those rifles while there's no hard AT over here. We've got some more Rangers coming up, but it's going to take them a minute to get up there. Looks like 50 cal half-track's moving up to assist him, and Aroused Ninja doing a good job of holding his flank. Mr. Maff not being able to push up there. Aroused Ninja's MG is facing this direction though, and it could get a flame nade from this tank buster squad here. Wouldn't be surprised. 50 cal half-track goes down to that hidden Shrek. Does take an AT half-track shot to the rear. Now Aroused Ninja is trying to push up on the middle here. Looks like he wanted to engage this mortar half-track. He's trying to get 2 shots off. One of the infantry sections with the one of the sappers dies before he gets the round off, and then they get picked off by this PE Gren squad in that building. Nice engagement here between this Bren squad. Mr. Matt bringing up his own Grenadiers to help support the Bren squad is very low health. And a flame round went down on this building here. I wonder if he thought the MG was in there instead of in the church. Or perhaps he was trying to hit this mortar here. Nice hit by that mortar. Comes right on the Volks as they're exiting that garage there. And now Rouse Ninja is starting to take counter barrages from this mortar half-track from Suggs. Attack Taco pushed up on his side though, and he did take out the light AT half-track here. He did it with these rifles. He managed to pick up a Shrek, and now these engineers are still taking damage from this mortar barrage, even though they were a little bit far from it. The Rangers, looks like they lost a good bit of men, but they're still... Looks like they got 1 Thompson and 1 bazooka, so they're not totally out of the fight completely. And now comes the Sherman on for Attack Taco to support his troops. Rouse Ninja looks like he's trying to push up on this side. He doesn't meet that MG42, which shuts down that flank. Looks like he's probably going to mortar barrage it with his mortar. Meanwhile, Suggs is still working with his mortar half-track. Looks like he decrewed this pack here. Nice hit on the Aroused Ninja's mortar team, but they do get out okay. Sherman finding this mortar half-track. Huge damage on it. What is a mine going down here? It's a Teller mine. And the Sherman just misses these mines as well. But he does take out the mortar half-track, not taking any damage himself. Halloween, upset about the situation, grabs a Panzer Shrek and puts on sprint. Wonder if he's going to try to get a quick shot at that Sherman, but he does run into these Rangers who do have 1 Thompson and 2 rifles and a bazooka and a Panzer Shrek. Is doing decent job on these P-Grans. Already takes out 1 man. Big engagement back in the town. Lots of rifles coming down. Huge mortar shot on all these clumped up Axis infantry. And now Mr. Maff, who relocated his MG over here, is going to scare away some of those rifle sections. We've got MG versus MG just out of sight of each other. Suggs' mortar half-track taking more damage, probably from some small arms fire. Now here comes that Sturmpanzer. The Sturmpanzer is, here it comes, just like an AVRE almost. It does have a top gunner though, and it does have a flame mortar barrage round. No grenades on these rifles. It does have pretty good front armor too. Not impervious, but somewhat strong. Attack Taco pushing up slightly on Halloween's forces. Halloween did bring in a martyr, and that's going to help fend off that Sherman. Halloween moving into the left. He's going to try to get this flank, which is completely open here. And all these two-man squads aren't going to be able to stand up to all these P-Grants. They're all going to go down quickly to focus fire. So you see there's a, it looks like a bazooka. Yeah, bazooka goes down. Rifles being focus fired. He does get 2 AT rounds off. A bazooka and a Panzerschreck shot off on that martyr. And now the Sherman, who is still at 90% health, is probably going to run up and be able to take out that martyr. Ooh, flame grenades. Multiple grenades went down on that mortar, taking it out. Looks like they're trying to destroy the mortar, and they do. And you see bodies just flying across the map there. Rangers and rifles out for Attack Taco to reinforce his line there and support his tank. Looks like a Rouse Ninja got a little too aggressive with his cloak pack, and he loses. Looks like his ally Chrysalis loses some rifles there. Not too much movement. Looks like they're reinforcing. We've got Commando Piats out now to support with Chrysalis's MG here. That's going to be good. There's another AT gun decrewed here. And Mr. Math reclaims his pack. Attack Taco advancing with one squad of Rangers while his rifles and his tank remain in the back. Rangers going to do a really good job against these P-Grants here. They mostly have Panzerschrecks and bazookas, and they're all very low health. One gets picked off by Bazooka himself. They are being supported by 2 fresh 4-man PE Grens. Wouldn't be surprised if they have grenades on them as well. Here goes 2 grenades. 2 flame grenades, and doing really good damage. They're almost at half health. Still all their men, though. Maybe a little bit of friendly fire. Oh, nope. They get through that. Their own flames just okay. And those Rangers are going to take cover. Sherman takes a lot of abuse and comes out smiling. I think the Panzerschreck missed and the bazookas bounced. So lucky Sherman, don't turn your rear like that. That martyr can see you. There you go. It's good use of some nice micro there. Seems to be where the big engagement is. All the other teams are solidifying, healing, and reinforcing. Rifles looks like they're focus firing just a little bit. I'm sure he's wishing he had a grenade right now. That would be beautiful. All those clumped up infantry, especially on these guys here, since they've 1 and 2 man and they're very low health. Back on this side, not too much to see. Some small squads being harassed and pushed off. We got a Greyhound out now for Chrysalis. More infantry sections for Rouse Ninja. Rangers back up to full health now. Coming in to engage. Does the Sherman get a shot off on the martyr here? No, he doesn't, and he takes a lot of damage now from all that AT. They all had penetrating shots, and the Sherman goes down. And we've got a rifle and AT gun out for Attack Taco, which is a good call-in. It's going to help take out that martyr, and then the additional rifles are going to be able to engage the rest of Halloween's infantry. Just saw a huge explosion come down here. I believe it was from that Sturmpanzer. And we have officer barrage coming down now, and all of this, it's a defensive officer. It's a mortar barrage, very aggressive use. It's going to take out the MG. It's going to do a lot of damage on this infantry. Oh, long range Shrek, very long range. Manages to seek out and hit that M8, and now he loses his top gunner. That's a damn shame. That's going to take out a lot of the DPS potential. And instead of reclaiming that MG, they decide to kill it. Here's that 2-pounder. We got a sniper out for Mr. Maff. So they're going to kill all these AT guns and support weapons. Attack Taco is still engaging Halloween on a 1v1. Wear and tear does still take effect. So this martyr's maximum health is slowly dwindling, or quickly dwindling, depending on how you look at it. And we've got Halloween creeping out with some P-Grens. He looks like he's going to try to find an open gap and get in there. There is a triage back here for Attack Taco. And that's a scout car out for Suggs right now. Multiple mortars out for the US team. And Greyhound tries to take a shot on that scout car but misses. Some of Crystal's rifles are pushing up, trying to take territory. Back over here, Attack Taco has his own sniper out now, and he has taken one shot. You see a P-Gren down there. No counters out for Halloween. Halloween bringing some more P-Grens into the middle. I guess he's trying to retake this territory here. Currently, our allied players have an advantage in pop gain, but both sides still gaining population. Jeep out for Attack Taco, just kind of sitting here, looking at those P-Gren. Sniper moving up with the combination line of sight from the Jeep, way up here. He's going to be able to move his sniper up somewhat freely. Got to watch out for this mine here, though. That is a Teller mine, so I guess he's going to be okay. Does take out another P-Gren. Stag count out for Aroused Ninja. Engaging all these Panzer Shreks. Lots of tank busters out. They do take out that Greyhound. And Aroused Ninjas, looks like he's got some it's the same group of Piat commandos as earlier, which you take out that Scarker. Looked like they ran all the way up to that I'm losing my speech here. That triage center way up in that corner to heal up. And that flame barrage from the Sturmpanzer goes down on this church, chasing away the mortar team. Actually decrewing it. I think the gun is gone as well and pushing off that MG. MG relocates to a different house. It is only one man though, so Mr. Maff's sniper is going to be very effective in being able to remove it quickly. Halloween found that gap he was looking for. Now he's rushing in. His goal was to kill the triage center. That's what he was hoping to do. The only thing anti-infantry over here are Aroused Ninja's Piat commandos, and they just lost one member, so they lost one Sten. So they only two Stens. And what is this? A Calliope coming down on all these P-Grens. P-Gren's using sprint ability to chase down these Piat commandos and get underneath that Calliope barrage. So they're going to take out these guys. They even drop one of their own Piats. Attack Taco rushing in as best he can to try to save his teammate and push off all these little P-Grens. Get those rifles behind that green cover. Nice job moving in, avoiding a lot of that burning grenades. And here's a big infantry push from a Roused Ninja now with lots of Brent guns and another Tommy section. Rifles taking a little bit of flame damage, got to be careful there. And the Rangers, really good job there. Only lost one man, so they're going to be able to. Well, they lost their triage, So unless one of their allies has another triage, they're going to be in a little bit of trouble. Now here's an opportunity for Attack Taco to move up, reclaim at least maybe this territory, even one more. Axis not really on the field at this point, except for over on this side, where they have pushed up in their own little territory. MG in a good spot in this crater here. It's going to really stop Aroused Ninja's infantry, who are all clustered in the middle. Only one squad gets suppressed, though, so he is able to get out. Big push now on this huge line of infantry. If the Calliope is ready, that would be a great target right on this MG here. Sturmpanzer moving in. Remember, it does have this top gunner here, so it can suppress infantry. Looks like it's trying to find a target to fire. It is like the British Churchill AVRE, as I was saying before. It has a cooldown shot on it. And here it goes. You see the gun moving. Big shot. Doesn't decrew that 2-pounder, which immediately cloaks. It cannot move while cloaked. But that's going to give it a little bit ability to stay alive a little bit. And that there's a Cromwell out for Aroused Ninja as well. Grenade goes off on those P-Grens. Good damage. They still have all their men though. And this bar squad in the house here, only 2 men are going to be able to fire out of it. A bar, it does look like it's shooting out of that window. It's a nice big engagement here. Looks like they're focusing on this MG. Another grenade goes off on the MG, takes it out. Bren's against all these P-Grens and this top axial MG. And there is a P4 out for Mr. Maff as well. And on the other side, looks like we've got a big engagement getting ready to happen here. Against more of Halloween. Halloween with more grenades. No, he was just reloading. Whoa, those guys get taken out real quick. And these are ambush rifles. They're an infantry doctrine unit. 3 men. They cloak and cover, and they do get a bonus for their shots. They can be armed with bazooka, bar, or sticky bomb. And this is a Hetzer. Out for Halloween. Already at half health, focusing down these Rangers. Doing a good job. MG from Attack Taco does reposition, but Halloween has sprint on his P-Grens, and he's going to easily flank that MG and take it out. More ambush rifles over here doing really good damage against these P-Grens. They've got pretty much the same effective firepower as a full 6-man rifle squad when they're firing at a cloak like that, and there's only 3 of them. Sniper finishes the shot on that MG. Now that Cromwell comes over and finishes off those P-Grens. So reinforcements coming out now for the Allies. Well, the Axis seem to be repositioning, healing up their units.
Sniper König ready.
Looks like this AT got bugged a little bit. They're still standing there. When that happens, you can try to fix it by spamming the stop button. Sometimes they'll drop it, and then you can move it as usual again. Sniper out in the open a little bit. Yeah, he's pulling back. That's good. These guys weren't quite in cloak. Cromwell goes down to a mine. I did not see it. That's the only thing here that could have taken it out. So when Halloween is rushing up his P-Grens, he must have planted one there. AT gun still bugged. Rifles moving up. Rifles out for Chrysalis in a infantry section, getting suppressed by this MG over here. Smoke grenades go down from these rifles. That's going to protect them from some fire. One does have a bar, so you're going to want to keep those guys alive. Oh, they're all clustered here. Where is that Sturmpanzer? It's way in the back. That would have been an excellent target. It already has 26 infantry kills itself. You can arm infantry with smoke grenades, and those grenades will act just like regular smoke. So you can use them in all sorts of unique and creative ways. AT gun for Chrysalis moving up on this Hetzer. One more shot is probably enough to bring it down. Sturmpanzer being aggressive, firing on this mortar. Oh, he canceled it. That's what his target was that mortar. Looks like he's not sure what he should be shooting at. He's going after this AT gun. That's what he's going for. 2 armored cars out, picking up off all these infantry. There's the shot. Lots of infantry. AT gun explodes. The gun is destroyed. Tons of infantry take casualties. 31 kills now for that Sturmpanzer. Halloween supporting that P4 with his Hetzer and these 2 armored cars. Are going to easily pick off these very weak rifles at this point. Calliope sitting in the back, and we've got a 17-pounder out for Aroused Ninja, which takes a huge shot at the P4 but misses, and now these armored cars are going to flank it and decrew it very quickly. 17-pounder tries to get a shot off but does not get it, and we've got a Pershing out for Chrysler, so he is armor doctrine. Calliope firing into the town on the church. Tons of damage on these P-Grens. Nice work. We see some more rockets come down on them. No. Just a little bit overshot there. MG and mortar decrewed here. And we've got a M10 out for attack taco as well. What happened to those other units here? So much destruction. AT grenade, no, Gren grenade goes off on the 17-pounder, which decrews it. Now Pershing in this Bren squad are going to focus on these grenadiers. So instead of waiting for reinforcements to come out, he decides to sacrifice the Bren and recrew that 17-pounder with that Bren squad. But there is one on the ground. Axis units clustered up on this section here. An attack taco still creeping up bit by bit. Oh, sniper uncloaked. Now M10 should move up. It's a good opportunity to take out this martyr. But goes down to another mine. AT gun still bugged. And sniper in trouble. He's being pushed by that martyr while in cloak, and now he's going to get rushed and killed. Be wise if you just retreated him. He's going to hang out, or try at least get another shot. Does not do it. Sniper goes down. So Halloween was pushing the sniper around with that martyr, giving his troops the ability to run up and kill it. So a little bit of bad micro there. You gotta blame this AT gun though. It's still sitting there like a useless sack of potatoes. I'm sure he's kicking himself now for that thing. Remember, hit the stop movement command a whole bunch of times to try to get it to work again. P4 taking tons of damage from that 17-pounder, and this Cromwell, who itself is taking good damage, takes engine damage. Sturmpanzer fired its shot off at the Cromwell, trying to kill it. And Cromwell, not sure what target to engage, takes a huge amount of AT fire. And now there's really no infantry over here to attack this group over here. These 2 players, Halloween, actually all 3 players over here, Suggs, Halloween, and Mr. Math. That's why it's being so difficult. More PE grants from Halloween, throwing some flame nades on this building where there was some U.S. infantry. Again, more teller mines down from Halloween on these P-grens. I expect most of them are fitted out with grenades. Pershing moves up all the way over here. He's shooting his own AT gun. He really wants it back, and it's also taking up population, so that is a problem. MG being flanked. It is trying to move, and now it's going to get focus fired. He's probably going to lose the gun, but he's trying to reposition it. Not going to be fast enough. Pershing doing really good damage against these infantry, though. Supported by his teammate Attack Taco with some more Rangers. It's a fresh squad. Pershing takes out the MG with those P-Grants. P-Grants, you have AT grenades. Doesn't matter. They explode in glory. Pershing has to be careful here. This teller mine's sitting right here. It's another doctrinal unit upgrade for Armor Company. You can get advanced repairs for your engineers. It's a small munitions purchase. And Calliope Barrage coming down on all these P-Grants. Takes out the Martyr. Really good job. Pershing taking more Panzerschreck fire. Blows up. Whoa, blows up that tank buster squad. Sturmpanzer fired a huge shell right here, which is why that explosion came up. But these repair engineers have really good repair rates. Their wear and tear is really low. The repair rate is a bit slower though, but it really gives U.S. armor extra durability, which they really don't have. Sniper goes down. 105 howitzer from Attack Taco takes out the sniper. Does really good damage on these tank busters. That was a well-placed artillery round. So we've got Calliope and 105 on the field with a Pershing. Aroused Ninja picks up that Piat. And a Panzerschreck now. He's going to get a shot off. He takes out that AT light half-track. Big win now for the Allies. They did a lot of damage to the Axis. They have been taking some pretty good damage themselves, though. They're going to need to keep tabs on their infantry. This gun's still bugged. One man just hanging out. Doesn't want to let it go of that arm. Sturmpanzer round comes down on this building with that MG inside. MG is going to get away before any real damage happens. I think it looks like it actually missed. It isn't perfect. Ooh, good shot with that rifle grenade. Right in that building, takes out some P-Grens. And now this MG is going to hop in this building and do... Well, they're not going to stick around for it. We've got a... Ooh. Stuka half-track. Out for Mr. Math. And it's just burning this building here. Wow, and that Hetzer round actually damages the MG instead of that retreating squad there. Lots of flames here. It takes out some more of the Allied infantry, even on retreat. No AT. AT way in the back now. Rouse Ninja trying to save his 17-pounder. Now this Hetzer's just going to go to work. Looks like this P-Grand squad in this house picked up... I'm not sure. I saw something flying into that church there and killed it. Oh, I think they picked up a Piat is what they got. 17-pounder coming all the way over here. Being attacked by these Volksgrenadiers who are now engaging Attack Taco's reinforcing rifles. Really good teamwork here. They're definitely supporting each other. That's what you really need. Another M10 out from Attack Taco. Being aggressive. Rushing up here. Probably trying to find the flank of something. Maybe this guy here. We've also got a Firefly out for Aroused Ninja. And that's going to be really good at engaging this Hetzer. Hetzer taking a shot from this M10. M10 rushes between those two houses there. A little bit stuck, but does avoid that first shot. Unfortunately, P4 coming in. This is a shot blocker right here. He could get out successfully. He does. He comes around the other side of the building. Now they're playing cat and mouse. Lots of Shreks taking shots. Long-range Shrek does hit that M10. Calliope round coming down on these P-Grens. A little bit of damage to the Hetzer as well. M10 even doing some damage on those P-Grens with within that strong building there. Now this P4 is working on this house. Even these Rangers, which were a little bit in range, a little bit too aggressive with the Firefly. It can engage a little bit farther back and still hit, like back here, to protect it. Is it even going to get a shot off? It does get a shot off. Some good damage there. More explosions coming down in the middle here. Bounce on that Hetzer. M10 a little bit too close, a little bit too aggressive. Gets stuck on the side of that house. Stuka barrages coming down on this building. Defensive has a doctrinal ability to give the Stuka flame rounds, which removes a lot of that AT ability that we're so used to in Vico, but it does light things up on fire, so it is useful that way, especially on infantry. 17 pounder taking shots from this pack. Firefly taking lots of Shrek rounds. They do miss. No real good infantry support over here. Just artillery and AT tanks. These repair engineers from Chrysalis coming back to help out his teammates Firefly. P4 still up and at him. Halloween's Hetzer still doing a good job, and we've got a mortar half-track from Halloween as well. Allies looking a little bit too spread out in the map right now. Let's take a look at our attack map. As you can see, Axis are very concentrated, and they've got a good mix of vehicles and infantry and support weapons. They even still have an MG left, while Allies have mostly AT and not a lot of infantry. Two Bren carriers out for Rouse Ninja. They're upgraded though, so you can't have any infantry in them. Not really sure what he's going to do with them. They're very much unsupported. Taking immediate damage. I guess he was going after these guys. There is a vampire half-track out for Halloween. That's going to give Halloween the line of sight on the mini-map, like the infantry awareness that he's going to need. It does go down to focus fire between these two Bren carriers. So Rouse Ninja did manage to find a target and take it out before he loses his own call-in. While it wasn't cost-effective, it was very useful in preventing the Axis from being able to identify allied clusters of infantry and then using the Stuka barrages to engage blindly into the fog of war. It is only relevant to, or it only gives line of sight really on the minimap to Halloween, but he can point it out to his allies using the minimap. Allies congregating up a little bit. Not sure what they're trying to do. Both sides now been at 40 pop, so that's good. Taktaco does have an offensive force with an upgraded M8 and a bar squad. That is very useful, but he does have this MG over here unsupported. There's no AT gun to help. 105 and Calliope coming down on this engagement though. Does take out one of the P-Grens here. Good damage on the Hetzer, a little bit of damage on the P4, and does take out some more men from this tank buster squad. Takes out another man, runs into it. Unlucky there. Rounds still coming down. So a little bit too much artillery out for the Allies, and I think it's causing their population to be caught up in too much stationary in like tank AT. Big shot on the Sturmpanzer from the 17 pounder. That was really nice placement. So once the Axis figure out that the Allies are really missing in infantry. I expect a really big push. 17 pounder does get decrewed from Halloween's mortar half-track. It's going to be a common occurrence, and it's probably going to try to keep barraging it to take it out. We do have 3 squads of commandos from Arouse Ninja now. It's like he was waiting to get that call in. One of them is a Piat section. So this is going to be a very offensive unit. More Stuka rounds coming down. Looks like he was trying to take out this 17 pounder. Just misses the commandos there. And here comes the Pershing on the P4. Big hit on the P4. Almost down the no health. AT half-track itself taking a lot of damage from those Piats. It did not get a treadbreaker round off on the Pershing. Bike goes down to the Piats. Excellent marksmanship there, buddy. Remember, this is a shot blocker, so you can't actually get behind it. And the P4 goes down to the Piats as well. P-Grand's going to take a ton of damage here. Oh, no, they're choosing to run around. I guess he's worried about the Stern Panzer here. Now they're in negative cover. Light AT half-track goes down as well. We've got a... nope, that's not another engagement. That's just some repairs there. I'll focus back down on here. It's confusing my colors a little bit. They do pop smoke, but this guy is revealed. Hetzer going in for the crush. Does crush a few of them. 21 kills, forces a retreat on that one commando section, and he's going to come in again for some more crush. Does get hung up on some of those retreating infantry. Firefly trying to get in there. Having some micro issues. This squad does have a Piat, though. You got to be really careful. Grenade goes off on the church. Nothing on those Grens. Firefly engaging the Stuka. Stuka is going to sneak out, though. Commandos, very, very low health. Yep, they're going to retreat. Especially with this medic half-track here. Even though they're only Volks, that healing, it's going to be really difficult to take them out. So now this Firefly, a little bit unassisted, but really nothing to engage it as well. I was pretty sure there's a squad in here had Piats. Kept seeing that that round go off. Firefly, or Calliope coming down on these tank busters. Does take out one man. And a little bit of damage to this house. This house almost on the critical spot, as is this one. A couple shots would be enough to take it down. Oh, almost gets that critical. Rouse Ninja trying to get out of the situation here. Gets a little stuck up on that statue. Knight's Cross out for Mr. Math. That building does go down. Knight's Cross going to take some damage from these bar rifles. They are losing men, though. And 17 pounder could go down the small arms fire, but the Pershing is going to scare these KCH away. Does do good damage to them, hasn't killed a member yet. KCH do have a very slow hit point regeneration, so you really got to focus on taking out those squad members, otherwise you'll see them again. Rifles taking mortar barrages. Losing men slowly. They're going to get out. I wonder if they're going to be able to get out and heal back up.
Ready.
That's what these KCH are doing. They're just going to hang around, wait for their hit points to regenerate.
Give us a target.
Do have a good shoots out from Mr. Math as well. And Axis continue to focus in this square here. Refusing to give it up. The map is equal. Both sides still up 40 pop. A little bit of a repair situation going over here. And here go those KCH squads on this poor bar section. Now this little eye icon you see above the KCH, that is the defensive upgrade for all infantry. It gives them an extra 5 line of sight. So very useful when you want to look around the map right before you want to engage infantry. You can spot MGs just outside their line of sight and try to avoid them. And it allows your Grins and your Volks to engage a little bit sooner than, say, a rifle section. So it definitely gives you the upper hand. There's a pack sitting over here. And a one-man engineer from Chrysalis. Chrysalis should really try to get his units back together again, since he is an engineer and he does need to repair. Nice shot from Attack Taco's Sherman. Does take out one of the squad members there. Both teams healing up, repairing their units. Little bit of skirmishes here and there. Looks like Suggs and Mr. Maff are moving over to the right side. They're going to try to find a flank. While Chrysalis brings all his units to repair up his and his allies' units. The silly AT gun's still stuck over here. As you see, this one-man rifle and this one-man Pigren are basically holding the territory here. He's trying to cap and he's holding. That's very smart usage of your units.
Ready for orders.
Chrysalis scouting up with that engineer instead a little bit. Wow, big shot from the Geschützwagen. That Sherman took some more shots from those Panzerschrecks and goes down. Sherman doing nice work on these Pigrens. Now the Geschütz moving up to engage the Sherman. So with those Panzerschrecks, it's going to be able to take it out. Calliope coming down on these Pigrens. Pigrens running into the barrage. Geschützwagen taking damage. A whole squad goes out as well as this member over here. Now Sherman picking at these tank busters, doing a really good job, supported by his mortar, supported by more ambush rifles, who are going to happily sit and cloak and take shots at your infantry. So it was a try of a push, but failed, thanks to Allied artillery. They still have all their artillery, including this 105, which is, as you see, repositioning. Looking for a target, and he's coming up for a fire. See where his shells land. Over by this P4. Nothing over here for them to really engage, unfortunately. So Suggs, let's take a look at our platoon, see how many units we can expect now. Suggs has 14 out of 17 platoons. For our Axis player. Halloween is fully on the field, 16 out of 16. And Mr. Maff is 13 out of 16. So Halloween is going to be playing just with his mortar half-track and his medic half-track in this game. Suggs does bring out his own artillery. We do have a Hummel. And that's going to be the counter to the Allied artillery that they need. For our allies, we got a Rouse Ninja who is fully on the field with 15 out of 15 platoons, so he'll be basically playing with that Firefly, and looks like he's got one repair sapper over here. That's about it. I think he owns the AT gun as well. Nope, that belongs to Attack Taco, who is also fully on the field with 17 out of 17 platoons. And Chrysalis has 11 out of 17 platoons. So, very interesting. Light AT half-track pops focus fire. Now it's going to take a huge shot from that Firefly. Treadbreaker does go down on it, though. It's going to cause problems. And now these KCH coming in to engage these unsupported weapon teams. Pershing doing really good damage, huge damage on that KCH, but again, none of the members die. You gotta hate that. So much work, and then they just heal back up and come back at you. Miss from the Pershing there. Axis now creeping up on the Allies. Chrysalis desperately trying to get that engine back on that Firefly. And a 17-pounder is moving up to engage as well. But the Pershing is leaving, giving a huge flank open now for these Panzer Grenadiers. They're able to scout up. I wouldn't be surprised if that Stern Panzer comes in. Doesn't look like he's going to.
Ready for battle.
KCH and some P-Grants sitting over there. Pershing is going to sit over here. Hummel artillery coming down on the sections over here, along with some mortars. Pershing engages that P4. Good hit. Ooh, and the Firefly misses. So does the 17-pounder. That is the luckiest P4 ever. 17-pounder get another shot before he gets to the fog of war. No, does not. It's like Attack Taco is moving up his infantry to get some more line of sight. But they're going to get picked off from the G43 squads over there. And this mortar half-track does decrew the 17-pounder and the mortar. Calliope coming down on the KCH and the G43s here. Takes out the house. Good damage on the G43 squads. Down to one man now. Very good barrage. KCH do sneak out of there. Other KCH here, they split up, coming back over here to try to take this territory. Well, this one-man rifle caps the next one. Territories do need to be connected in order to capture them. Pershing trying to decrew the 17-pounder as it's turning. It does get that decrew before the next shot comes off. 105 howitzer coming down on this section here. Little bit too late. Pershing got to be careful for those short shells. Doesn't want to get hit by his own artillery. Now Pershing is engaging that P4. Doesn't get the shot. Takes a bounce. Firefly almost has that critical repaired. Mortar half-track repositioned to the side here. It's going to have really good range on all this section area over here. KCH finally take out that bugged AT that he's been hating so much. And now we really need to see more call-ins from Chrysalis at this point. Really need to see some more infantry from Chrysalis. He's the only one with more call-ons available. The infantry is what's going to be needed to push off those KCH squads to gain territory. Hummel just sitting back. Repair bunker. Grenadier in the house holding territory. So now Allies have lost a bit more territory. Both sides still at 40 pop. So Chrysalis has the ability to call in more infantry, assuming he's not pop cap. But I think he is because of this Pershing. Pershing does take up a good 15 population, which is, a good bit there. Big hit on those KCH. Still no members down. Gets him with this crush. Gonna force the retreat. And here come the repair engineers who are gonna keep this Pershing good health. They are losing territory fairly quickly. Shows the value of trying to keep even low man squads on the field as long as possible. You really need to get your values out. Howitzer in trouble. Repositions. Looks like he was trying to get a quick fire off before he loses the gun. No AT over here. These engineers you want to try to keep alive. Gonna take some damage now, unfortunately. Probably should have ran them away sooner. Calliope coming down. Full barrage on this P4. Could take it out. Does not. Almost takes out the Sturmpanzer, though. Now we got the message that Attack Taco has been removed from the map. Sherman Firefly did get its engine repaired, but the gun was facing the wrong way, so it had to reposition and does take another tread break around. It's going to get the shot on the P4. Changes target to that Geschützwagen, which was a good idea because the Pershing is here to engage that P4. Pershing taking enormous damage from that Sturmpanzer, does take out the P4, kills the main gun on the Sturmpanzer. Now light AT half-track goes down to the Firefly just as the Firefly goes down. Was that artillery that took it out? No. I think it was the Geschützwagen that shot it in the butt. A little bit of a scary game now. More Grens out for Mr. Math, who still has one more call in. I think Chrysalis is the only one on the field at this point. It's going to be very challenging for him to make a comeback here. He's now at 38 pop. Looks like he may be pulling off his Pershing there. Did a pretty good job. 16 infantry, 3 light vehicle, and 2 tanks. Calliope also has a high pop requirement, so having a Pershing and a Calliope is pretty much going to be all the units on the field that you have. And he still has 6 more columns, and he brings one in now. Got to be careful about that Hummel, which is coming down onto the Calliope there. And here we go to Doctrinal Assault Unit now. These are mechanized infantry. They're 4 men. 1 has a carbine, 2 have Thompsons, and 1 has a minesweeper. And they come with a grenade. And wow, Ost went out from Mr. Math as well. No AT on the field now. That Pershing has been taken off. I didn't think he expected any more vehicles such as the like an Ostwind coming on. Now that Calliope is a huge liability. Ostwind has complete free reign. He's going to lose these squads here. Are very expensive. When in range of vehicles such as a half-track, an M8, or a tank, they do get a big defensive buff. They get 25% received damage reduction and really good suppression resistance as well. But otherwise, you can consider them basic infantry without that bonus. So they're designed to be used in combination with vehicles and tanks. Grenvolt push on these rifles. Calliope shooting on them. Big hit on the Grenadiers. Lots of damage, lots of death. And here come those mechanized infantry. Gonna push those infantry off the field. Suggs doing a good job splitting up his units, taking up even more territory. Allies now at a -1 pop disadvantage. And Halloween with this mortar half-track is going to give that AT gun hell. Engineers way in the back here. Probably would have been more useful with his own troops at this point. They're very isolated. Ostwind in a good position actually here. It's probably going to take another AT gun round, but it's going to get between all these hedgerows. And it's going to have free reign on these mechanized infantry until they get covered by this AT gun again, which is being attacked by all sorts of infantry. Constantly running onto red cover here, not good. He does keep his AT gun alive, but it's stuck in this hedgerow. Looks like he's got sticky bombs on these rifles. Maybe he was faking. They're going to get that other shot off. They do. It's a rear hit. Oh, but it's still alive. Doesn't get that critical. Very unlucky. Now there's mortar rounds coming down. Do we have any more reinforcements coming out? I don't see any. Ostwind being pulled back. There is a repair bunker on the field. And basic M8 out. It's going to find a lot of trouble with like a Schutzwagen. It is shooting on this mortar half-track. It's going to get the shot off. Damaged engine. But does evade. And whole AT gun does take, or whole MG does take out that mortar half-track. Now if it can circle strafe this Geschütz, it might be able to take it out. It does not have skirts. It does not have an MG. So it will take some fire from small arms. Low shot from this Hummel. Trying to get a quick shot off on that Greyhound. Does not get it. Big hit by the Schutzwagen. Rest of the mechanized infantry and rifles engaging those lone infantry there. Medic half-track came out trying to push these guys around. Takes the sticky bomb. It is going to go down. And Halloween is off the map as well. Now Geschütz is coming in. Does have that MG on top, which can kill these infantry. This guy does have a sticky bomb though. He knows it. Halloween's probably telling him that. We've seen a lot of good team play. That's what you need. Armor Doctrine can give the ability of AP rounds to 50 cal half-tracks. As you see, there he goes. He does pop it. Now he's got to focus on this Geschütz before the timer runs out. He's not focusing. There he goes. Damage engine. Bar almost gun. Stuck on the reload. Doesn't kill it. Oh, come on. I don't understand that one. That should have died. It took two whole barrages, two full bursts. I guess is the front armor. Trying to focus fire on it. Unit priority taking over. Not going to get the reload in time. Goes down. Very, very unlucky there. I thought it was really going to go down. It took two full bursts with that AP round activated and didn't go down. Calliope does come down on this blob here. Takes out one KCH, missing the Geschütz. Does take out the Geschütz. Takes out the MG. Oh, now Chrysalis being a little bit too aggressive with his own MG here. We've seen that again earlier in the game with the armored car. And it's in the wrong window. So it's going to go down now. KCH going to be the strongest unit of infantry on the field at the moment. Ostwind being repaired back up. That's going to be a huge problem for Chrysalis. He does get his 17-pounder out. Does recruit. He does recruit with mechanized infantry though, so he does lose a good portion of his AI ability. Still two more call-ins left. He's probably on a timer at this point, waiting for that timer to clock down. Trying to recap some territory. He's down 5 pops, so he's still okay. Once you get below 20 pop, you're given a retreat timer. So you got to really get those sectors captured. But with the call-ins, the more call-ins you call in faster succession, the greater the timer is. So it could be 15 seconds for that first squad, and then it'll add up. And then it'll be 30 seconds, and then it'll be 45, maybe a minute and a half. Mr. Math engaging with his Volks. He's waiting for his Ostwind to get up and ready. He wasn't sure what to expect, but he is finding the 17-pounder all by itself. Decrewed quickly. That's the way you want to play. You don't want to rush your vehicles in blindly. If he did with that Ostwind, he probably would have lost it to the 17-pounder. It did take an enormous amount of damage before. Looks like Chrysalis is pulling off his Calliope. Or no, he's trying to hide it. He's going to run through this gap here into the backfield and try to hide it while he waits for more call-ins to come in. Engineer section over here trying to cap territory, but they're being denied by this section here. another Sturmpanzer out for Suggs. So 2 Sturmpanzers. This is the original one from the very beginning of the game. 37 infantry kills, 1 tank kill. Here we go. 1 barrage on the Calliope. It's a miss. He's going to fire the other one. Low shot Calliope. Shotgun on the Sturmpanzer. Getting a few shells off. Does take some damage himself. Heard a Hummel pop. Probably coming down on the Calliope here. Ooh, does get some damage on. Looks like the GG's from the teams as this Calliope escapes off the field. He still had 2 more call-ins. Most likely it was probably just engineers. Retreats off the map. So good job, guys. This Ostwin in the late game really made the game for you guys. Although I'm not sure about the decision to pull off the Pershing as opposed to pulling off the Calliope. Because if you look at the field, there's no real AT on here. Granted, the Calliope did take out the Geschützwagen at one point, but I think the Pershing probably wouldn't have had any trouble taking on it in either case, especially with those engineers with their repairability, given that the Axis stopped being as aggressive towards the late game, conserving their own units, and they were mostly on the field as well. But yeah, Ostwin giving the win to the Axis team, to Team 4. So good job, guys. This was a very good game. Thank you all for playing, and thank you for watching. Stay tuned for Game 3.